Now, and amidst the rising tensions between the two countries, Armenia has now expressed its readiness to work with the international mediators to try and reach a ceasefire with Azerbaijan over the conflict that is taking place over the Nagorno-Karabakh region. The two neighbors have been locked in a bruising conflict over this region that belongs to Azerbaijan, but the population there is ethnic Armenian. Now, the recent escalation which has erupted this week is one of the deadliest in recent times. Nearly about 150 people have died on the Armenian side since Sunday in the ongoing clashes between the two forces. In a joint appeal on Thursday, US President Donald Trump, Russian President Vladimir Putin and French President Emmanuel Macron have urged the two sides to return to negotiations and also diplomatic talks to try and resolve the conflict.
The first glimpses of the U.S. president since he shocked the world with his COVID-19 diagnosis. Here, Donald Trump is being transferred to hospital, with officials insisting it's only a precautionary measure. The White House said he was fatigued, but in good spirits, and experiencing mild symptoms. Before takeoff, the president assured his supporters he was doing okay.
I want to thank everybody for the tremendous support. I'm going to Walter Reed Hospital. I think I'm doing very well, but we're going to make sure that things work out. The First Lady is doing very well. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. I will never forget it. Thank you.
The White House had been on high alert after news that a top aide was diagnosed with the virus on Thursday. Hope Hicks, seen here in the brown coat, often travels with President Trump. Now the race is on to trace and test the people who might have come in contact with the president.
North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has sent a letter to President Trump wishing him a speedy recovery. That's according to the North Korean Central News Agency, which reported Saturday that Kim said in the letter that the president and the First Lady will, quote, surely overcome it. Of the world leaders who've been infected, Trump is the only one to whom Kim has sent such a message. But other leaders wrote to Trump as well, including South Korean President Moon Jae-in, Vladimir Putin of Russia, and Boris Johnson of the UK.
Outnumbered and facing thousands of people determined to enter Guatemala. It doesn't take long for these Hondurans to push through the lines of soldiers at Guatemala's eastern Omoa border and press on. Their aim? To reach the United States. Thousands of people had left San Pedro Sula in western Honduras by foot on Wednesday. It's not far from the border, but the journey was made longer as they avoided a large mountain range. They say they are desperate. Honduras's economy was hit hard during the pandemic that has killed more than 2,000 people. Some say they had little choice, leave or face starvation.
Salvini is accused really of abuse of power when he was the interior minister last year. Now, back in 2019, he blocked, as you said, 116 migrants from disembarking. They were on board an Italian Coast Guard ship that had picked them up in two separate operations. And he said that they could not enter any port on Italian shores. Now, for 6 days, this ship was overcrowded. After a couple of days, unaccompanied minors were allowed to disembark, but it was not until after 6 days and when some European countries came forward to say that they would take in those migrants that they were allowed to disembark, despite the fact that there was an outbreak of scabies on that ship, as well as a possible case of tuberculosis. Now, Mr. Salvini says that he is only guilty of defending Italy's borders and Italians.
40 Belarusian officials will now find themselves the target of EU sanctions, including asset freezes and travel bans for their alleged role in rigging August's presidential election and a bloody crackdown on peaceful protesters. But the one name not on the list, the president himself, Alexander Lukashenko. Instead, Brussels warned it's keeping a close eye on him. Minsk immediately hit back, imposing its own set of sanctions against the EU. Exactly who is on the list of people barred from entering Belarus won't be made public, but a statement from the Belarusian Foreign Ministry accused Brussels of, quote, striving towards the deterioration of relations. Sanctions against Belarus were first decided in August, but Cyprus blocked the plan last month, demanding similar action against Turkey for its drilling activities in the eastern Mediterranean.
There are currently significant regional opportunities and challenges.
In northern Israel, from any... זהו יום חג למשק האנרגיה ולמדינת ישראל. ומה שרואים מאחורינו זו הנחת האסדה.
Now, the World Health Organization is coming up as a possible contender for the Nobel Peace Prize 2020. Set up in 1948, the WHO is a UN agency that works on improving health standards globally. 194 nations across the world are members of the WHO. The current Director General of the organization is the Ethiopian Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus. It has been nearly a year and WHO continues to lead the battle against the coronavirus. It should be noted that the organization was also the recipient of global flag for its late response and proximity to China.
Followed events from yesterday onward. In one case linked to the asbestos contract, we have 7 people who appeared. The asset forfeiture unit is, attaching the properties of those who appeared in court this morning in Bloemfontein. We had Vincent Smith appearing in Palm Ridge. He's connected to Bosasa. And then, of course, the very latest arrest that you have just read out, which is involving Mr. Toshan Pandey, a former head of the South African Police Services in KwaZulu-Natal, and of course also the SAPS head of procurement until a while ago, Navan Madhu. And these are of course people who are linked to corruption allegations linking all the way back to 2010. These are also people that are particularly Mr. Pandey associated with former President Jacob Zuma.
It has become a common scene, protests denouncing sexual violence against women in India. This latest wave of nationwide demonstrations was sparked by the death of a 19-year-old woman who was allegedly gang raped in the state of Uttar Pradesh last month. Protesters are fed up. Now demonstrators are accusing the police of trying to silence the family of the victims. This after they stopped journalists from entering the village where the alleged rape took place. Law enforcement also clashed with opposition leaders as they tried to visit the family. They arrested Priyanka and Rahul Gandhi for apparently violating a ban on gatherings. Police now reject that the victim died from rape. They say that she succumbed to a neck injury. Experts have criticized the credibility of the forensic test, which was conducted 8 days after the attack. Police say they have arrested 4 suspects, all from an upper caste. The alleged victim was Dalit, one of the lowest ranks of India's Hindu caste system.
They're the pictures that have health authorities on edge tonight. Thousands of mask-free Melburnians flocking to beaches ahead of our warmest weekend in 7 months.
Mike, how good is this shot of warm weather? And here at St Kilda, they are gathering in the hundreds. Remember though, you can't come across town to enjoy time at the beach with your friends. The rules are still in place. You should still wear a mask, you should stay just 5 kilometres from home, and you should only be in groups of no more than 5 people from 2 households. The people here, they're in their hundreds, and this is just an idea of what Melbourne might expect over the weekend as it warms up even more.